Hi everybody, this is Samantha again, and I'm back to tell you a little bit more about me. I mentioned in my last video that I live in Minnesota. I wasn't born here, but I have spent most of my life here. I was raised outside of the Twin Cities, and I really loved growing up that close to the city. We could run into the city and have a good meal, or catch a show, or go to the Science Museum. Or I could just stay home, and there was also always a park or a lake or a hiking trail nearby, which is what I really like to do. I really like to be outside. What started that was my dad. Was my first best friend, is my first best friend. We spent a lot of my childhood fishing, and it is still a passion of mine. So that brings me to my first item, which is a fishing lure. He taught me everything I know. It taught me patience. It taught me dedication to a sport. Some of my favorite memories come from fishing with him. This is also something that my husband and I bonded over too, since he's a really avid fisherman. We spent our first dates going fishing together. I like to joke that I taught him everything he knows, or that he only married me because I can bait my own hook. This lure specifically is actually special to me. It was custom made by a friend of mine as a wedding present. My husband and I each got one. So this one says Mrs. on the bottom with our wedding date, 11/19/14. So that's that one. I prefer to fish on open water in a boat in the summertime. My husband prefers to fish in the winter on ice when it's -30 out. We can get the fish house to about 70 degrees, so it's not all bad. But one thing I like to do when the fish aren't biting brings me to my second object, which is a book. I love to read. This book particularly is Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs. By far my favorite author. He has 5 books in this series right now, but at least 2 more that he's in the process of writing. So that's what I really like to do in my downtime. A lot of you have heard of George R.R. Martin. He actually wrote Game of Thrones, and he once said that a reader lives 1,000 lives, and someone who doesn't read only lives once. And I wholeheartedly agree. I really get into the details of the book. I get attached to characters. Some people get really sad when a series on TV ends, and that's how I am when a book ends. Unfortunately, though, I don't have much time for reading these days because of my next object, which is a pacifier. I am a mom all of the time. I have a 3-year-old boy named Marshall, and he is rambunctious, and he is headstrong, and he is so smart. He just started school last month, and it is his favorite thing. I also have a daughter who is turning 1 in just a couple of days, and she is sassy, and she loves to smile, and she is defiant, and she definitely took the strongest qualities of my husband and I. So that's more about me. I look forward to watching all of your videos. Bye, guys.